Welcome to the realm of magic and mystery, classic horror and sci-fi. You are now entering the House of the Unusual podcast with your hosts, Eddie and Joe. Welcome all you cool ghouls and friendly fiends. It's the House of the Unusual podcast, and it is officially October, and we are on the road to Halloween, our favorite holiday around here. All right. Today we got Chuck, Cheri, and of course Eddie. What's up, everyone?
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
All righty, man. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm sure we'll be getting into some Halloween stuff. I just recently decorated the house, so I'm all excited. I'm on my I'm on my way there. So usually I keep the inside year round. We got a lot of spooky stuff because that's just how we roll around here.
Nice.
And the outside we bought a lot of pumpkins. Which ones I like, Cheri, are the ones that look like they have warts on them. Have you ever seen them?
Oh yes, we were just watching the pumpkin outrageous pumpkin competition on Food Network, and they had one of those pumpkins, and I don't like bumps and stuff. No.
I love them. The place I get my pumpkins from, every year they hold a bunch of them for me because I like the green and the orange ones with all the bumps, and they look all weird.
You must like Dr. Pimple Popper. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Dr. Pumpkin Popper.
Love it.
Yuck.
So I do like 50% regular pumpkins and 50% of those weird looking ones, and then a few squashes, and then I throw out my corn stalks and a few haystacks and everything.
Nice.
Try to make it look a little bit nice.
How many pumpkins do you usually get, Joe?
You know what? This year I have probably around 30.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You must have a lot of land, or how do you do it?
I have them pretty much all in my front yard.
Yeah. Wow.
I got a lot of, I got a lot of small ones. So I got maybe 10 small ones, and I got probably 10 like medium-sized ones, and then about 10 of those, ones with the bumps and stuff on it.
Oh, cool. Do you carve every one of them?
No, I usually don't carve them because I keep them until after Thanksgiving. So I don't want the ones I carve, they're not going to last that long. So usually after Halloween, I'll take down the Halloween decorations, but I'll keep the pumpkins and the corn stalks and the hay up. And then I'll put up, I have a few scarecrows, I'll put those up, and wooden turkey. So it kind of does the deal for two holidays for me.
Yeah, sounds really nice.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
But I thought about growing my own pumpkins because my sister did last year, and she got a ton of them, and it saves a lot of money. But I don't know, there's something about going to pick your pumpkins and go find them, and
definitely
that is cool.
So,
yeah.
So did you guys start decorating yet for Halloween?
Well, I've been doing a lot of magic shows, so you know what? I always start my shows off with "Welcome to Shocktober."
Nice.
Yeah, and you know what? I think I sent you a clip. I use a haunted baby doll that kicks a tambourine off its lap. It goes across the room. It's pretty slick, man. Yeah, I like to scare the crap out of people with this magic, and everything. But no, we don't decorate that much anymore because the kids are older. I did schedule off one day at our church. We're going to do trunk or treat.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to send you guys a couple pictures of that. It's going to have a ventriloquist dummy in there with a patch on his eye. It's going to have a big top hat with a snake that comes out with a
fall magic.
Yeah, fall magic. It's going to have some cool stuff,
So he's been working on getting that all decorated because he's going to get his trunk all fixed up for the kids. It'll be fun.
That's cool. Cheri, you mean to tell me you guys don't make him get pumpkins?
No, we haven't had pumpkins in a while.
Yeah,
pumpkin pie.
Guys, come on!
I'm gonna get a few for the trunk though. I'll put them.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. We'll get a couple for the trunk, Joe.
There you go. That'll work.
We just took our 2-mile walk today in the cemetery. Beautiful leaves falling. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice.
It is a nice day. I was out at the shooting range all day today for work, and it was just a gorgeous day. I mean, it was you couldn't ask for it, and it was nice because the sun was out, but it was mostly the clouds stayed over it, so it was nice and cool out. The sun wasn't beating down on you, and it was just a beautiful day. So
that's nice.
Was happy with it. So Eddie, what's going on over at your place? Are you all decorated yet?
My wife decorated a month ago, man.
Nice.
Yeah. She gets into the spirit of Halloween, spirit of Christmas, spirit of everything. And she doesn't decorate me because I'm sleeping on my way. But if not, I'll be decorated too.
She'll just go right over you. Just decorate.
Yeah, just right over me. The thing I was going to say is when you're saying pumpkins, and it's kind of funny joke is, 30 pumpkins is kind of like a lot there. It's funny. But some kid the other day, he's waiting for a piece of mail. He comes up to me and says, I go, what is that? He goes, oh, it's a pumpkin carving kit. And he paid like $14 for this little box and had a bunch of stuff in there to carve pumpkins and stuff. And for some reason, I felt like ordering it. It was kind of cool, But
nice.
That's kind of like one of those nice things,
I bought one of those kits a couple years ago, and it wasn't a punk. Well, yeah, there was one I bought that's a pumpkin carving kit, and we did use it on one pumpkin, but it didn't really come out too good. So we got did you ever see the kits where you could it's almost like your pumpkin's a Mr. Potato Head. You just stick the pieces into it.
You put the pieces into it,
okay.
yeah. Pumpkin carving came a long way. When I was a kid, we did the standard jack-o'-lantern with the triangular eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was basically it. They came a long way since then.
Oh, yeah. Usually every year, and I'm going out to the mountains this coming weekend, so this is usually our October trip before Halloween. But every year we bring out pumpkins to the campsite, and we usually carve them up, and then we get the seeds and we put them over the fire.
Nice.
And, heat them up on there with a little bit of salt and all that. So we have
that'd be good.
To eat. And I tell you what, it's last year when we did it, we carved our pumpkins out there, and we bring candles to put the candles, so at night it looks really cool. We set them around the campsite, and we got
neat
fire going. And then we did the pumpkin seeds, and we actually ran into a guy and his wife out there, and she was a big fan of pumpkin seeds. So we brought her some over, and we kind of like traded them for some food that they had, and we gave them a whole, we had a ton of pumpkin, more than 4 of us were able to eat that weekend. But I tell you what, they came out good because they were a little bit, brown on the outside, from the fire.
I like that.
Oh, that's the best way to eat them. I mean, they were a little bit brown. They were nice and salty.
Right.
Oh boy.
Oh, they were excellent. I couldn't believe it how well they came out. But
they were actually good for you, Joe. They're good for your prostate.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Next morning.
Eddie never heard that. Okay.
Yeah. I take pumpkin seed oil every
oh, really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you. Hey, I'm getting older here. I got to be careful.
Yeah.
So you can make your own pumpkin seed oil. Just
there you go.
Carve it, take the stuff out, and
but you know what? I love
the seeds. You got to squeeze the seeds. Get the oil out.
I love pumpkin seeds, though.
We
great.
should get a pumpkin just to make the seeds.
Yeah, just for that, I think I might do that.
Let's do
it. I tell you what, I was never a fan of pumpkin seeds until I did them out on the open fire. I think it's usually the pumpkin seeds that I've had from the stores are too salty.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it is too salty. You're right.
Yeah, I can't do that. These ones that I made, I kept tasting. I put a little bit of salt and I added a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, this is perfect. And then with the browning, it was like heaven.
How do you do that, Joe? How do you put them over the fire?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We had a one of those old Boy Scout mess kits. So it has it's like tin and it has a top to it.
Oh, okay.
So what we did was we took all the seeds out. We tried to take as much pumpkin off it as possible. Mm-hmm. We rinsed it a little bit. Actually, we took some water from the creek. We filtered the water, and then we rinsed the seeds, and we put them first on top of the fire without the lid to dry off.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that. That took the longest. That took about 2 hours to dry them out without burning. Once they were almost 100% dry, I put salt over them, so the salt still sticks a little bit, and then I put the lid on it so that little bit of moisture stays in there, and gets the salt stuck to it. And then I kept it over for about another maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but away from the fire so it doesn't completely blacken. And then every about 15 minutes I was mixing it up. So it was a lot of trial and error and constantly checking on it, checking how much, salt, do I need more salt or less? And, just turning it, making sure it wasn't burning. And we did have, because we cook a lot out there and, we're out backpacking too. So we weren't at a campsite. So we brought a little bit of oil, for when we cook. So I added a little bit of oil to the bottom so it wouldn't, completely stick to it. So it worked out really well. I was pleasantly surprised with it. So hopefully this weekend coming up, I'm going to try it again and do a little bit. I'm actually going to try it with some salt and pepper on it. So
hey Joe,
it come out good.
Want to do me a favor? Give me 2 or 3 of them. Once you do them and mail them to me, I want to try them.
Yeah.
I'm serious in that, man.
They'll probably plant them and grow pumpkins.
Yeah, there you go.
So you guys go camping too then, Joe, huh?
Yeah, well, what we do is we go in maybe about a mile, because where we go is very secluded. It's have you ever heard of Minister Creek?
No,
I don't believe so.
It would be about maybe an hour and a half north. Well, from Pittsburgh, it would be about northeast a little bit.
Okay.
It's up there in Forest County, towards the top of PA. So where we go is very secluded. So there's a parking lot, and we'll go in about a mile and a half. We just, we throw the pumpkins in our backpack, and, we go in, set up camp, carve the pumpkins, and it's a good time. Getting away from you. There's no cell phone reception. There's
I tell you what, something like that would scare me, Joe. I've seen so many different horror stories where, where there's always some banjo playing hillbillies that abduct you or something, or bears will rip your face off. I don't know. I'm just.
I tell you what, if I'm sitting out there and start hearing a banjo, I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, I think Joe takes his massive elephant gun just in case Bigfoot comes by.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. We do take our firearms out there just in case.
Yeah,
I mean, you are in the middle of nowhere, and there's bears out there, and God knows what else.
I'm a jumpy person, man. I don't think that would go good with me. I don't know.
Well, if you see Bigfoot, Joe, take some pictures.
Yeah, take some pictures.
I've been trying. My buddy's a big Bigfoot fanatic, and he always, every time we go out there all weekend, he'll be doing Bigfoot calls.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
You're trying to hear something. I said, "What are you gonna do when this, you're doing a Bigfoot call? You don't know what you're saying." So I told him the one time, he started laughing. I said, "What if?" Now, if you got kids out there, you might want to earmuffs on this one. But I told my buddy, I said, "You don't know, you're doing this Bigfoot call. It could be a mating call." I said, "What are you gonna do when this Bigfoot, this horny Bigfoot's running after you, and he starts to try to mount you? Then what? You're the one that did the call." So,
hey, Joe, can you do one of those? How's the call go? How does it sound?
I can't do it as well, but I'll try it. It goes,
"Oh!" Be careful, Joe.
You're gonna get a sore throat.
I can't do it. He could do it for like 30 seconds. Just go.
Oh my!
I tried to do it for 2 seconds, and my throat already.
You're coughing already. Careful what you
ask. Man.
Watch your prostate.
Yeah, watch your prostate, man.
Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, how do they know that that's a call for Bigfoot if we've never seen one?
Yeah, exactly. It could be, that could be a mating call for them.
Yeah, what the heck?
That's what.
Yeah, so
I remember that there was one case years ago where those 4 or 5 guys were fishing on a boat. This was back in the mid 70s, and they saw a flashing light, and so they were smartasses, and they lit on and they flashed their flashlight, and that's when the UFO came down and abducted them. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Calabash 7 or something like.
They were out like in the middle of a lake on like a canoe or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got to be careful of that, man. I'm not going to antagonize something that you don't know what it is.
Well, wait, Joe, aren't you one of those abductees? Can you tell us what happened next?
I don't remember any of it. I know my prostate hurt. No,
he was probed.
Everything's intact, right?
Yeah, I was probed. They were looking for pumpkin seeds.
Oh my gosh!
I tell you what, the one year we did there was a group of us. It was the first year we did pumpkins, and we were at actually like a primitive campsite. And we went into town because we had to buy some ice, and we found the store with these pumpkins. So we each got one, and I did mine in like a traditional, jack-o'-lantern type face. You can picture it with the triangle eyes and
those are cool. Those are my favorites too.
Yeah, exactly. Mine too. The one tooth on top and two on the bottom.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm like, that's how I want mine. My one buddy did his like real scary with sharp teeth and all that.
Yeah.
So the other two guys we were with, one's an Ohio State fan and the other one's a Michigan fan. Like me and my one other buddy are Michigan fans too. So the one with the Ohio State thing, they wanted to kind of compete with their pumpkins on whose looks best. So my one buddy, he got real mad and he smashed his other buddy's pumpkin and then he smashed his pumpkin.
Oh my!
I said, "Well, that's a rivalry there."
Wow! Is that buddy going with you this weekend? You better watch him.
Yeah, actually, they're both going this weekend, but I don't think they'll be doing an Ohio State and a Michigan pumpkin. So
yeah, that's good.
Hey, I'm about due to get out two of my favorite DVDs. It's this time of the year: The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. I love it.
Chuck, that's my favorite.
I love it, man.
That's my favorite of the Halloweens. Number 3.
Is. Connell Cochran, man, runs that crazy town. He's a novel. All that crazy stuff goes on.
Sounds like Eddie, the novelty wizard.
That's Eddie. Don't buy any masks off of Eddie.
Yeah. I love it.
4 more days till Halloween. Yeah. Halloween.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, 9 more days though. Halloween.
Yeah, that'll be Eddie buying masks to capture kids. To buy more stuff.
They put a little chip in the back of the button in the rear of the costume. It has a piece of Stonehenge in it. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's a good movie.
I'll watch Charlie Brown with you.
Yeah,
I'll pass on that other.
I'll skip the other one too.
Charlie Brown, that's definitely a classic. Yeah, you have to watch that every Halloween.
Love it.
I just love this time of the year. It's beautiful. I mean, the leaves, it's just unreal.
Yeah, we're waiting for one of our favorite trees up at the cemetery to change. It's in the process, but it is absolutely majestic when it changes. But because boy, they go quick. Once it turns, red and orange and yellow. You got a few days of a window to get up there, and I'm going to take some pictures
before everything falls off.
Guys, it's kind of funny when you're saying carving pumpkin. My brother-in-law can carve a hell of a pumpkin. I don't know how he does it, but he carves it where it has a smile with the pointed teeth and stuff.
Wow!
I'm going to tell him to do one, and I'll send you guys a picture. He does pretty good on it. But talking about DIY, there's a lady on YouTube that she went to the Dollar General store, and they sell like a little miniature dollhouse for girls. It's like it's a cheap pink dollhouse, and it has like 2 little doll figures. She bought 2 of those, okay? And then she bought like a chain that has bone, a skull, bone, and skull. It's in the same dollar store. I think it's like one of those things you put up for, like if you're going to do a tree or, a Halloween tree or something like that. Well, anyway, she actually goes on to cut the 2 houses, join them together, make a 3-story haunted house.
Nice.
Puts the little dolls. So let me tell you, what a job she did with that. Wow. And it shows you how to, there's a link. I'm going to send you guys the link and then maybe post it on the, on the site. But let me tell you, it's really cool the way she did that. I mean,
wow.
You got to have it's an art to be able to distress a thing to look like it's been around, weathered. Absolutely, you know what I'm saying? But
I love creativity like that. That's amazing. It really is.
It is. And then the other part is she takes a cardboard box, like a regular cardboard box, double lines it inside with 2 different boxes. When I'm saying, she makes like double wall, and she actually makes it into a trunk with hinges and everything. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Creative.
Very creative.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So Joe,
I wish I was that creative and could do stuff like that. I just put up simple blow molds and regular, my regular old stuff. But I always wanted to, I don't know, build some. Chuck, that would be probably more in your realm to build something.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've always tinkered and stuff like that. That sounds really neat. I love to look at different things. I mean, I went to just about every Halloween store, looked around. There wasn't a lot of good stuff out this year. I was really kind of disappointed. I didn't see a lot of good stuff.
When our kids were growing up, we had these big, the big Frankenstein blow up thing in the front yard.
Yeah.
And all those different blow up things. They were so
It was
Cute.
fun. I do a spooky magic show.
Yeah, we'd have the kids come over, and we'd have like creepy games and creepy food. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
But when the kids get older, you just sit here and just look at each other.
Now they're now they're decorating and getting into it.
I actually have one of those 8-foot Frankenstein. I saw it the other day in the original box.
Yeah, those are neat.
Yeah, you know something, when you guys are talking about that, I went to different stores. The thing that got me pissed off is when I drove up to Boston last week and I went to Cracker Barrel and I was trying to buy 4 items, okay? I wanted their creeper in like a toilet type of thing, which is really cool. I wanted the bell that Chuck got. I wanted the sound machine, like a little coffin, and a haunted hotel book, right? So I got the book and I got the sound machine. They sold out of the creeper and the bell. And I was so pissed, man, because I drove, so many hours. And now Cracker Barrel doesn't even have it online. It's sold out.
Oh, man.
I tell you what, the bell is neat. The bell with the little skeletal hand. We're going to be making like the annual Halloween video, I guess next week. And next week. And I'll be putting that bell on there. And I got a neat story behind it and everything. So I'll be sure to send it to you guys. I'll put it on the forum or whatever. But it's on there. I'm going to put that on there.
Send it, Chuck. Send it because we need some new footage for the YouTube channel. I mean,
okay.
All the stuff you're doing now, you should be sending it too. And
okay, cool. We'll do that.
Yep. I tried to send a TikTok one. I couldn't get it going. I couldn't download it or.
Yeah. She tried to send you. We put one on TikTok. It was a real brief one about the haunted doll, but it wouldn't let her.
It wouldn't let me download it.
That's kind of TikTok is kind of, but you know what it is what you got to do is the way to use TikTok is put something, is this house on the usual on it, like your T-shirt or something.
Oh, I see.
And see, that's how basically how you use TikTok. Okay. I don't know how to use it otherwise, but
okay, cool.
But the whole thing is that that those stuff is pretty cool. And now, Joe, you said you were buying a creepy doll. Am I correct in hearing you on that?
A creepy doll? No, not me.
Oh, now you? Why? What's the matter?
Not me, man. I got it. I like the classic. When I'm doing Halloween stuff, it's the classics. It's either the blow molds or some of those old cardboard cutouts that you'd put in the window. Or it's if I see it. Rarely do I see anything new that I like. Yeah, I mean, it's this new stuff is just not for me. I mean, some of it it's not. It's more of like a creepy stuff than like a traditional. I like more of like the traditional Halloween stuff. The black cat, the witch, the pumpkin, the owl. The haunted house. Some of this newer stuff. It's more of like. I don't know. It's more of like modern type scary movie stuff.
Yeah, I
know exactly. Look at it too.
Yeah,
Grim Reaper and
Hey, we're excited about Monster Bash coming up. Yeah, we're excited about that. And
I know we're week and a half away or so.
Yeah. And we scheduled off. And you know what? I've had about 4 or 5 people ask for magic shows for that day.
Yeah,
and I have to keep turning them down. Isn't that crazy? But what are you gonna do? Hey, you gotta have some fun.
So I bought Chuck a special shirt, and I got one for me too. To wear.
Oh, it's cool. She got
from from Creepy Classics.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Nice.
She got the goon from. She got the goon.
I got the goon from the the Black Lagoon.
Goon from the Black Lagoon.
I did.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, don't forget to wear your jacket, man.
Yeah, wear the jacket on top of mine. She got the Fright Factory for me, the thing maker, which is really cool. And
nice.
I'll put Eddie's hoodie on. Absolutely, that'd be neat, man.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be waiting for some close-up magic, Chuck. I want you to wow me there.
Absolutely.
We'll get a whole crowd gathered around.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think you've ever seen me do anything in person, obviously. I think you'll be surprised, man. We just met up with a couple friends of ours for lunch yesterday, and they like magic, so I brought some stuff with me. And it's
cool.
It's amazing that people that really like magic. It's it's
very nice.
Yeah, it's quite the hobby.
Now, are you guys going to stay the whole day on Saturday?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It depends. Well,
one guy possibly might want me to do some close-up magic, but that's not till 6:00. So if that goes through, but if not, we'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there most of the day. I mean, we're just going to drive home. We're only an hour away.
Yeah.
Oh, so, that ain't. But that's about how far I am too. About an hour. But did you guys check out the schedule online for that day?
No, we have to look at it. I talked to the guy in person when he called me back because I asked him what it cost and so forth, and he told me that they have early morning videos. You can get cereal and stuff like that. But I want to look at the actual day, what's going on Saturday. We'll have to check it out, Joe.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that day. It's really cool, and hopefully Eddie could get up there too, and we could all hang out, maybe
be cool, man.
all together, do a live podcast. And if not, we could check out some cool monster stuff, and have they have a really good restaurant there right in the
nice
in the hotel. So
okay, yeah, that would be neat. And if by chance this doesn't work out, like like we were talking about prior to this, God willing, we're going to go to Hershey Park coming up, maybe like in June, and so maybe we could all meet there if this doesn't transpire with all three of us. That's not too far from from like all of us, I think.
I think I'm about 4 hours from Hershey Park, maybe.
Yeah, that's about us too, about 4 hours. Eddie's even closer, like 2 hours, I think he said.
Yeah, I'm about 2 hours, so definitely.
Wow.
If this doesn't work, it all depends on my daughter's boyfriend if he can come with me or not. Because my problem is, I actually start working at 12 noon the following day, and two guys are on vacation, so it's not like they can't get nobody to cover that day because they already got covered for me chiller. So I'm going on vacation right after that from November 2nd to the 11th. So the only problem is I could take off that day, but the other two guys have to do 12-hour shifts for me to take off one day. But I have to figure out a way that it's 7 hours for me. So I would have to drive 6 hours and 18 minutes is what the GPS says. But I'm sure if you get traffic, it could be more. So I would have to be there like 2 or 3 hours and then come back another 7-hour drive.
Yeah, wow, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm not saying no yet. I'm not saying yes. I'm gonna try. I was even looking at the possibility of what it would be to fly there. It's something they told me yesterday, and I go, that's interesting. Maybe I'll look into that. So
from Newark, to Pittsburgh.
Wow, that would take you only about an hour, maybe, huh? Something.
Yeah, but I have no idea where. Like I just got to look into it. I have to see.
Okay.
I really wanted to go, but if not, the worst, we can make an arrangement for Hershey Park, which will even be cooler.
Yeah,
we'll be out there, But anyway, that's the whole thing. Now I got a question for you. Does Sarah Karloff ever go to that show, Joe?
She hasn't in recent years. I don't think she's scheduled to go to any. I know she went to some of the original ones, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but she hasn't been to any of the more recent ones.
Yeah, she's going to be in Chiller this year. That's maybe why, because she is 90. It's hard for her to get around. But I got to go there because she's gonna take care of me with a couple of films. They came out of a film with Boris Karloff called The Man and the Monster, something like that. It's supposed to be for television. I'm not sure if it's coming out on DVD or what, but I'm going to be seeing her on that. I think she's me. I'm going to let you guys know on that because if it is, I'll try to get a couple, see what I can get. But Joe, I'm going to try to get that to you this week. It's not going to be the normal package I'm putting together for you guys, but I'm going to get that out to you because you're probably going to need that for that, just in case I don't see you for the show.
Okay, sounds good. And speaking of Miss Karloff, Lon Chaney's son, Ron Chaney, is going to be at this Monster Bash.
Ooh, that would be cool.
So that would be cool to meet him and talk to him. I believe he's there all week, and I haven't seen anything to the contrary. So yeah, I'm looking at it now. So yeah, Ron Chaney will be there all week.
Isn't Ron Chaney the grandson of Lon Chaney? Or is he the son?
Let me see.
He's the grandson because
I believe he's the grandson, and
it would have to be.
Yeah, he's the grandson, and he's it looks like I'm reading it off here. I'll read it right off of Monster Bash's site. It says Ron is currently involved with finishing a 2-volume bio photo book that was started by his grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like it might be pretty cool because I don't know, you always see stuff about Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, which is cool. You can never get enough of them, but there's not too much you ever find on Lon Chaney Jr. So that'd be cool to see what he has to put together about that. And I don't know if he's going to have that available there or if he'll maybe be talking about it. So it'll be kind of interesting to check that out.
It will be, that's kind of like cool to see. You know something, I don't know why it's kind of the Wolfman and the Mummy are a hard sell. You know what I mean? For some reason, I don't know why. Lon Chaney, when they showed the original Wolfman photographs, like from Abbott and Costello, they do pretty kind of well, but not like Dracula, Boris, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Those two are always the most popular. And I'm looking here on Saturday, Chuck. There's some really cool stuff going on Saturday. A lot of cool movies and game shows. Some of the game shows that they put on are really cool. And did you guys see at 8:00 that night they're doing a Monster Bash wedding?
No, I didn't see. Wow.
So there's a lady, Cheri Mount. She does she every year at every single Monster Bash, she's always there. She's selling stuff, T-shirts, and her own designs of classic monster stuff. So it looks like she is her and Tom Alsop they're getting married. It says this is a real wedding with Pastor Mark Statler officiating. So at 8:00, you're going to be having a.
She's going to mount him. Yeah, they're going to mount. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then at 9:00, they're going to have cake there right after that. So,
that's neat.
Really cool. Like I always said, it's always like a family atmosphere, and for something like that, there you never see that anywhere. So I think that's really cool. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to there because if you ever meet the lady or if you meet her there, she's the sweetest lady in the world. And so it'd be really cool to see that and support them.
I'm sorry, Joe, does she paint like the Frankenstein and stuff like that? Like all the individual monsters in portrait? Is that her?
No, she doesn't paint. She does all of her thing is called Terrific, and she does her own like designs for shirts. Like she'll stitch she'll do like the fabric and all that and put together her own shirts, purses, wallets, stuff like that, hats. So she does a really cool job on that. And like I said, she's at every Monster Bash. I don't know if she paints or not, but she never had anything like that there, just her clothing.
Now you're saying when the purses, like she'll have purses of Frankenstein on and stuff like that?
Yeah. Usually all the classic monsters she'll have on there.
The reason I'm thinking because she's been on Chiller a long time ago, I think, and I purchased from her actually a couple of items for my wife. Now that you said that, I think I know exactly who she is. She kind of has a very sweet lady, older. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Bewitch's aunt. You remember the aunt in Bewitched?
Yeah.
Is that the one that collected doorknobs?
I don't know. Is that the one? She looks like that, Joe? She's older.
I'm gonna look it up now. I'm not sure who the Bewitched aunt. Let's see.
That's the one that she whatever her name was. That she always.
Was that Clara? Aunt Clara?
Yeah, Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's absent-minded.
Yeah, she was absent-minded.
She kind of. Yeah, I'm looking at some pictures. Yeah, kind of like her now, but with if I remember correctly, I believe the lady wears glasses. So.
Yeah, Cheri. You know what? She's on it right now about this Saturday. They got a Scooby-Doo cartoon coming up. That's cool from 1969. We see the wedding. That's neat. That's some cool stuff.
Yeah, there's some cool movies that day too. So and the game shows are really cool. And I've been wanting to see. I think at what is it at noon they have
the
mystery in Dracula's castle. Looks
we see that right now.
Like a homemade type movie.
Johnny Whitaker's in it.
Well, I remember Johnny Whitaker. Yeah, wow.
Family affair.
Yep.
On 8mm film too, so that looks really cool.
And that starts at 12 noon. It looks like.
And then we'll be there with questions.
And then you know what if you look at the 2:30, there's a forgotten horror comedy movie, One Frightened Night from 1935.
Yeah, we see that.
Old dark house poverty road flick. I've never seen this one. I never even heard of it.
No. Which one?
It's called One Frightened Night from 1935.
No, I thought you said the old dark house. I said, what do you mean?
It's an old dark house poverty row flick. It says on here.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And then there's that other one at 5, Masterminds from 1949. It's a Bowery Boys movie. I've never seen that one either.
Where do they play that?
Not that one. I love the Bowery Boys.
I do too. Yeah.
Oh, Leo.
They have a real nice movie room there. I mean, it's huge.
Wow.
You could fit probably 200 people in there, and then they have they'll play either the movies on an 8 or 16mm projector or on a more contemporary projector if they don't have it on the older film. So, and it's on a big the screen is huge in there, so it's really cool.
Oh wow!
So they're only a few minutes each, right? They're not, because those 200 films are like 20 minutes, right?
What's that?
The 200 feet film. So the big 16mm projectors, the most they can play is like maybe 20 minutes long. The movie.
I'm not familiar too much with with movie reels, so I have no clue.
You don't remember in school when they brought him into class? Well, Joe, you're too young for that.
Yeah, I remember.
When we were young, they would wheel in this huge.
I remember.
They're about 2 feet in diameter film reels.
Right.
They would play them on 16 millimeter, but I think it can only last like maybe 25, 30.
Yeah, they didn't last for long. Joe, should we buy the tickets in advance, or is it okay to get it at the door? Because the guy that called me said we could do either way. I mean,
you could do them at the door. There's no
okay.
They don't have any maximum or anything like that, so you could get the tickets at the door.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's cheaper if you're going to go 1 day or 2 days. I get the 3 days and it's discounted, but if you're only going for the 1 day, you can get it at the door. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say in Chile, you have to wait in line for like an hour. We always order it in advance.
No, not here. They're really good about their lines. They usually have about 6 or 7 people working at the as soon as you walk in, you'll see the Monster Bash people there with the tickets and all that, and they have some shirts, programs, magazines. Nice. So there's a good amount of them. So there's usually never any line. They're very quick. If people start building up, moving them through. So they're very efficient.
Oh, good. I like that idea about them getting married. I'll tell you what, if Cheri and I if we ever renew our vows, Cheri, we'll get the Wolfman to do the officiating. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was the coolest thing when I seen that. I said I'm looking forward to that on Saturday to seeing their wedding there. I mean, how cool was that?
That's neat.
That they thought to have that they love that Monster Bash so much that they're going to have their wedding there, so that their Monster Bash family could be invited. And I tell you what, I wish you guys were there Sunday because I'm going to scroll down. If you guys ever go to a future Monster Bash, I would try to find a day to his name is Zach Zito. He's doing a 12:30 live theater, and this guy, he's absolutely phenomenal. It's all usually a one-man show. However, if there's certain guests there,
I see that he's doing Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, he does a lot of Poe stuff, and he does a lot of Stoker stuff, and he memorizes like everything. Wow. Like he'll read the Telltale Heart, he'll read it verbatim out of memory through the whole thing while he's acting.
Wow.
And usually if there's an actress or actor there, he might have them come in to play a small part. Like last year he had he was doing, I can't remember the Bram Stoker story, is one of the smaller ones, but he had Carolyn Monroe come in and she played a little part, and he's absolutely phenomenal. His acting and him just the way I don't know how he memorizes all this stuff. I can't memorize my own name half the time, and this guy's in his brain.
Yeah, that's a gift. That's amazing.
Oh, he's fantastic. And I tell you what, if you guys ever go a future Monster Bash, try to pick a day where he's there and check out his performance. You will not. I look forward. That's like my highlight of Monster Bash every year is watching Zach Zito perform. So Zach, if you're listening, just know, man, I'm in the audience supporting you, and I tell you what,
I love Edgar Allan Poe. Poe is too cool. Edgar Allan Poe is too cool too. I love.
Absolutely.
His story.
And I tell you what, the room is packed when he does his shows. Usually standing room only, and it's fantastic. But yeah, they have a really nice lineup this fall. I'm very pleased with it. So I'm excited, and it's a few weeks before Halloween, so it's pumping me up, man. It's like
perfect.
It's like going to the gym, getting that pump. I got to go to Monster that Halloween pump.
Joe, we got to get I'm sorry that I want to say, Joe, you got to tell us about, because I was kind of disappointed when I read that. What happened with the new monsters? Are you saying they stink?
Before that,
what new monsters?
The movie, the Rob Zombie, The Monsters.
Oh, the monsters. Oh gosh. Yeah. Did you, Cheri or Chuck, did you guys see it yet?
No, I didn't see it, but I heard some reviews on it, man. I don't know. It doesn't seem like people care for it too much. I don't know.
Is it called the Monsters or the Monsters?
It's the Monsters.
Okay.
Yeah, Rob Zombie did this, but
so I didn't know it was. I've been waiting for this to come out because I really like Daniel Roebuck. I thought I knew he would do an excellent job, and usually all he's a monster kid. I mean, he's a huge monster kid. If you ever see photos online of his collections, I mean, fantastic. And I believe he lost a lot of it or had to sell it off during a divorce. But he's a monster kid through and through. I knew he would do fantastic. I always liked Cheri Moon Zombie in her roles. I didn't know any of the other actors, but I was looking on a few forums, some what was it, Classic Monster forums. I was checking out Universal Monster Army and Classic Horror Film Board, and people were saying, it's already out. So I said, well, I got to watch it. I've been waiting for this, and people were it was like mixed reviews, which is normal for anything. People are going to, some people are going to like it, some people won't. And honestly, about 20 minutes in, I just couldn't wait for it to end. I almost
wow.
It was, I tell you what, visually, it was visually beautiful. I thought the some of the costumes look good. The acting was kind of intentionally corny and over the top, which I seen what they were trying to go for there. So that was no issue. It was just there's no story whatsoever. There's no story. There's no plot line. Zero. There's nothing, and it is just. It's like, what am I sitting here for an hour and a half? There's nothing going on. It just kind of shows how Herman starts out, how Grandpa starts out, and how Lily's the wife, right? Is that her name?
Right. You're right.
Yeah. So how she starts out, and then how Lily and Herman meet, and then how they get their house. But it's not really a story. It's just kind of happens, and it's very boring. And you're so like 20 minutes in, I'm like, I don't know if I want to finish this, but I'm kind of watching. I'm like, I'm already invested. I said, I'll give it. Maybe they'll start turning around. So then I'm like an hour in, and I'm like, man, should I just cut my losses or go, finish off? I'm like, I'm already in, a half hour to go. I could do it. And it was a struggle to get through. I did not enjoy it whatsoever.
Yeah, I did read some bad reviews about that. Like I said, I was surprised.
And I'm going to tell you what, I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan. From the days of White Zombie, I liked his music. I liked his solo. I I was a big fan of all his films. I even like the Halloween remakes that most people hate. I
thought they were good too. House of 1,000 Corpses was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved all his movies. So I figured, this is going to be great. He's a monster kid. The Monsters is one of his favorite TV shows of all times. He has it all in his songs and everything. And I think that he missed the mark by not having a storyline in there, because everything else was good. I thought the actors were fine. Visually, visually it was beautiful, but there was nothing. There was no substance there, and I think he missed a huge mark on that part.
Yeah, you have to have a story, man. That's like Jordan Peele we talked about. We saw that movie Nope, and there was no story. I mean, I couldn't see a story with it. It was just
ridiculous. Called Nope. There's no story.
Yeah, Nope. That's right. Is there a story? Nope.
Nope. No story. I mean, you got to have something that ties it all in. It got to make some kind of sense.
Wow, Joe, you shocked me, man.
I would say watch it, because I've been reading. There's some people that do like it, some people that don't. So I guess it's going to be very subjective to the person. So
what about Hocus Pocus? My family saw it. I haven't seen it. Any of you guys saw the new one?
You know what? That I do want to see it, because I love the original, but that's been getting mixed reviews too.
Yeah.
Anytime they do a second, to be honest with you, it never comes out like the first.
Nah, it's kind of rough. You can't compete with the original. You can't.
There are some exceptions, but very rare.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to give it a shot, but if it's, I don't know. I hate getting invested in something and then turning it off halfway through, but I'll give it a shot. We'll see what it's like, because I did like the original one. That's a classic. If you're a kid growing up that era, and you definitely seen that movie 100 times. So,
did you watch Ex Machina?
Yeah, we talked about that.
You watched it?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Are you sure? I thought you said you were going to watch it that day. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't recall.
Yeah, we had talked about it. Yeah, Ex Machina was good. I mean, I'm not a huge hardcore sci-fi fan, but yeah, it wasn't bad.
It kept you on the brink there.
I tell you what, I did watch the other day was I watched the original Godzilla, and then the one right after that. I think it was Godzilla versus. What was it? Godzilla versus all monsters or something like that. Have you guys seen the original one, the original Godzilla?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep. And then when I was a kid, I saw when it was actually current in about 1973, Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
The big pile of trash.
Yeah, he would go to the big pipes where the smog was coming out, and it like eat it all up. It would make him stronger. And it was about 1973. My sister took me and my cousin to go see that. I remember that was wild.
Yeah, I've been meaning to really get into a little bit more Godzilla movies. So actually, I found they were on. I think it was Peacock. They had a bunch. So I started watching the original, and then the next one I picked on there. I'm trying to look online of what the second one was. I know it was a Toho. Let's see.
Godzilla versus King Kong or something like that?
No, maybe it wasn't the second one because I think it was Destroy All
Monsters.
No, it wasn't Destroy All Monsters because King Ghidorah wasn't there.
Joe, when you're talking Godzilla,
I don't know. I have to go on TV and look. I thought it was the one right after the original Godzilla from '54.
Well,
but
did you watch the Japanese version one or the Chinese version one, the original? Is that the one you did, or in English?
No, it was the English one. Yeah, because it was on TV. I have a DVD of the original that has both on there, but I don't think any.
Yeah,
any.
I love the voice. I love the voice. I love the voice. The mouth synchronization with the.
Oh Japanese. Yeah, they're.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Godzilla. I'm going to put in a 2 cents thing into this. When you're talking Godzilla and King Kong, you see them all. They're all the same thing exactly. And I got to be honest with you, when the new movie King Kong had come out a few years ago, I was reluctant to see it. I bought a cereal box that had a free ticket inside. And when I went to see it with my son, I had to see it twice in the movie theater. It was insane. It was such a good film. Godzilla never did the same thing, though. Even all the modern Godzillas could never touch the King Kong. It was crazy.
I'm gonna get a little bit more into the I think the Godzilla movies here the next few days and catch up on them. I tell you what, I actually got the Criterion collection. It's like a 7 or 9 disc set a couple years ago for Christmas. And it's real nice. It's a real oversized booklet, like a fold-out booklet that holds all the Blu-rays, and then it has a nice booklet in it with some real kind of pop art. But there's tons of extras on each of the Blu-rays, audio commentary, little documentaries, and all that. So I think I'm gonna dig into those the next coming weeks.
Now, you guys saw the new King Kong, right? Because nobody mentioned anything.
Which one? The King Kong versus Godzilla?
No. I'm talking about the modern one that came out a few years ago in the movie theater. That was like 3 hours long.
No, I didn't see that.
You haven't seen the new King Kong?
Was that the Godzilla King of all monsters, King of the monsters?
No, it had nothing to do with Godzilla. It's just King Kong.
Oh, you're talking King Kong.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Was that the one with what's his name in there? He played
Oh, we did see it. That was Adrian Brody. Was that the
Yes, I think
so. Yeah, we saw that one, Cheri.
That film was phenomenal, man.
Yeah, that was he played a camera person. He was going into
the that's right. That film was even the scenes of Skull Island I jumped up in my seat when the guy came out from Skull Island.
Was that the one where they went through like the storm into Skull Island?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so it was King Kong Skull Island then.
Yeah.
I think I took the kids. That's why Cheri doesn't remember. Yeah. I used to take our sons to see all these movies.
But that movie was really phenomenal, Chuck. If you remember, that was a very good film.
Was that the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm saying, King Kong outdid Godzilla in every possible, because the new Godzilla that I went to see, it's scary. They did a good job with the Godzilla, I think, but the storyline was kind of dead, It wasn't really that good.
Was it the King Kong versus Godzilla?
No, I haven't seen that one. The one before that, they had a Godzilla, I think Godzilla something. The one right before that, Godzilla versus King Kong, I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, King Kong versus Godzilla wasn't that good. We watched that, and it was the fight scenes were okay, but it was there was parts of the storyline in there that just didn't make sense whatsoever. It was like they filmed a bunch of fight scenes, and then they're like, okay, we have to develop a story around this, but we don't really care too much. We'll just throw in anything.
You know what, Joe? I think, and I'll tell this to you guys, I think today people just ran out of what to do.
They run out of ideas. Yeah. Around the same time as King Kong, I remember I took the kids to see the remake of the Hulk. Now, I think they had a few since then, but at that particular time, it was about 2006, somewhere around there. That particular one wasn't too good. I didn't care for that.
Oh, that was the Ang Lee version where
yeah,
I tried to make it like a comic book type.
Yeah.
That wasn't it. And that's the same with, I think there was a King Kong around that time with Jack Black in it. You remember that was like 3 hours long?
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Oh, that was, I mean, it was 3 hours long. The first 2 hours were boring, and then the last hour was absolutely phenomenal because it was what's his name did that? The same one that did Lord of the Rings. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. It's killing me. But anyways, he did that, and the last hour was fantastic. There were some good fight scenes with dinosaurs and all that and giant insects, but the first 2 hours were like, come on, man.
Just like King Kong versus Godzilla, the original one, that King Kong looks so stupid compared to the other King Kong.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was the guy in the rubber suit, man.
Oh yeah, but Jim, my friend, he got into buying the original poster. I go, Jim, that's an ugly looking King Kong.
Yeah.
Now, Cheri, do you get it? Do you like any of the King Kongs or Godzillas?
No.
No, she likes the goon from the Black Lagoon.
Just like my goon.
Just the goon from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, that's all she likes. Yeah.
I tell you what, I like the King Kongs better than the Godzillas. I think.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen them in the past.
I agree.
When I was younger.
Yeah, they're just fan, and they still hold up to this day. Even King Kong, Son of Kong. I mean, they're still fantastic movies. Yeah. So, yeah, you can't beat them. But I do enjoy the Godzilla films, and I haven't watched them as much as I'd like to, and I want to watch more just to. I mean, they're just cool. I mean, they're people in rubber suits stomping on miniature buildings and all that. It's just a fun time, you got to have some fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like your Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi's Haunted Mansion we were playing about a year ago, and there was a
Godzilla.
It was a Godzilla.
Like that.
Yeah,
stomping on buildings.
What is Luigi's Haunted Mansion?
I love Luigi's Haunted Mansion.
What is that?
It's a game like
Atari.
I
say go Atari.
Our kids got it for us last
Switch.
year. Switch. It was on
Nintendo.
Switch. Nintendo Switch. And I'll tell you what, it's such a cool game. It drives you crazy because there's so much going on. I mean, you're jumpy through the whole thing, and you have to get familiar with the controls.
Yeah, you have a hard time with that.
Yeah, like
Cheri, how many times did he throw the controller?
He didn't throw it. He got frustrated.
What at King Kong, I was supposed to blow them away, and I was inhaling. So
you were supposed to be sucking instead of blowing.
Yeah, so they were killing me every time.
I couldn't figure it out until then. You finally figured it out.
So yeah, I was getting mad. I was cussing. I said, "This is ridiculous," and then I finally figured out I'm doing it the wrong way. Oh man!
What do you guys picture this? Joe gets his giant-sized King Kong poster, puts it in a giant frame, sits in the back of the theater with the poster behind him, a bag of popcorn, watching the new Kong. How do you feel?
Oh, that would be nice.
Vision that. Yeah.
I don't know how I would get that poster in a frame, let alone to the movie theater. That thing's huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's almost like 6 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
What Joe?
I think it's 6x4 or something like that.
Can you put it into your? It's 60 inches, I think, by 50 something. Can you put it in your house, like on the wall? Would you have the space for it?
I don't even know. I don't even have room for that. Yeah, I mean it's so big that there. Yeah, it's like what 60 or no? I thought it was like. Is it 60 by 72 or something like that? Or?
Yes, it is 60 by 70, I think.
But it's huge. It's
if you want,
do with it.
Your wife would probably tell you, "Get out, leave, get out of there."
Yeah.
Joe, send me a bunch of your comic book boxes, make the space, and then you put it up.
Yeah, I don't think so. That ain't gonna happen.
I could have bought a guy's. There was a guy that passed away here in Pittsburgh a few years ago. They got together 60 totes of magic, and his sisters wanted to know if I wanted them. That's why I need to bring 60 totes in this house. That was ridiculous.
We would never be able to get in the house.
No, it would be horrible.
Oh.
How many 60 totes of what is it?
Magic. There was a guy that I knew. He was a magic hoarder. He collected.
Yeah, but most of it was junk.
Well, he had a lot of decent stuff, but some was junk. But they put together 60 totes and of all magic, and that was
no like vintage stuff in there.
Yeah, there was a few things. Yeah, there was some Abbott's and some P&L.
She wouldn't let you like pick it over.
Well, that's what I told her. I said, listen, I'd like to look at it and maybe get one or two pieces, but it was all or nothing with them. And there's no way. If I pulled up with a U-Haul and 60 totes, Cheri would have flipped out.
Cheri would be like, you know what? You just stay in that U-Haul and drive away.
Or you could get a storage unit like Eddie does.
Yeah, like Eddie.
There you go. There you go, Chuck. You could have your, open it up every weekend, for, sell stuff out of there. Little shop.
Yeah,
because you need more stuff to do.
You can name it Chuck's Corner.
Yeah, there you go, Chuck's Corner at your local storage facility.
But that was just ridiculous, man. 60 totes. Wow,
that's a lot of stuff. Chuck.
You can name it Chuck's or Us.
This guy saved everything. He had Victrolas. He loved Victrolas. He had boxes and boxes.
Eddie, you would like that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
You know what? That was before I knew you guys, man. I could have got Eddie out here. He would have grabbed it.
Yeah, there you
go.
He
would have took all 60 of them. He's like,
of course.
I know there's storage.
But I would say Chuck's or Us. That would even be better than Chuck's Corner.
Yeah. What do you say?
Chuck's or Us.
Chuck's or Us, yeah. Chuckster the Huckster.
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
Go down and see.
It's almost like the goon from the Black Lagoon.
Or Us.
Yeah, the goon from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah,
that could be the mascot in the front holding the Chuck.
That's
Chuck,
right.
Chuck the Huckster sign.
Yeah, I got to be very careful. I got to be very careful what I buy and what I get anymore because we're just out of room. I don't want to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You keep building things every week.
Yeah, I build stuff. I got to watch.
Well,
that's what I run into. I sell stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I got room, and then I'm like, oh, I could buy more stuff and put it there, and then it's like a vicious circle, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, Chuck, you got to think about that, Chuck. Antonio Diablo is taking up too much space. You can have 2 feet of space.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
If you got any horror stuff, Chuck, send it my way if you want to get rid of it. You need some room.
Yeah, I got a box of comic books somewhere. I can't even find them. I got a nice box. They're all carded and everything. I got to try and find.
There's somewhere here.
Yeah, there's somewhere. I can't even find them. Back when I was a kid, I still saved those, believe it or not, from the late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if they turn up, I'll take pictures of them and send them to you.
Hey, Chuck, I'll give you $10 if you find a good #1 Superman out.
Who knows what I got in there?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice if you found the Action Comics #1? Then you could sell it and get a couple million and retire.
Oh, I would, man. I would lay on the beach for about a year.
Definitely.
Oh man.
That would be great.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, we're down here to about the last 2.5 minutes or so.
Wow, that went fast.
So hey, our movie of the week, we're gonna go with Godzilla from 1954.
Okay.
So if anybody out there hasn't seen it or you need to revisit it, looking for a movie to watch this Halloween season, now's a perfect time to view Godzilla from 1954. Whether you want to do the American or Japanese version or both, I recommend both because they're very cool. Check those out, and then if you like it, check out some more of the Godzilla movies like I am. And next podcast, we are going to maybe talk about a few more of those because we're on the road to Halloween. So all this month, it's all horror all the time.
Yeah,
our time of the year, man. So if you're out there and you need some exercise, the leaves are turning, the weather's cooling off and nice. Hit your local cemetery, man, and say hi to all the spooks. And while you're doing a little bit of walking, hit up your local haunted houses. Because I tell you what, those never go out of style, and most of the time they give a lot of money to charities or different organizations. Right. So go out, check those out, support those, bring the kids, the grandkids, the neighbor kids, whoever. And if you can't do that, plop yourself in front of the TV or computer and check out some horror movies. Hopefully some classic horror movies now. But hey, if you could, watch more contemporary ones, whatever one's Halloween 3, that's always a good one. And
I love it.
Love it. Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin. And don't forget, go to your local UPS because they have the Peanuts. Speaking of that, they have the Peanuts stamps out. Came out, I believe it was last week. So if you're a Charlie Brown fan like myself, which I'm going to get tomorrow when I make a post office run. They have the Peanuts stamp, so check that out. And the Great Pumpkin. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why, but you should have seen it. So make sure you watch that. Hey guys, that's all I got.
Awesome.
So thank you everybody for joining us out there. Make sure you check us out, houseoftheunusual.com. We have a free forum there, so subscribe there. We have a YouTube channel, House of the Unusual. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos. Eddie and Chuck are always putting out some cool stuff there. So what else, guys? We got
really
15
quick.
seconds. Go.
I want to say really quick on this coming Monday, look forward for I've come back after like 4 or 5 months of doing any videos. I'm doing a review of the novelties from Johnson Smith.
All right.
And other products of the 70s. It's a good review. You'll like it. It's my first back, and I'm probably going to do it every Monday, but it's going to air Monday of next week.
Sounds
all right. Sounds good, guys. All right. Good night, everyone.
Okay.
Good night. God bless.
Good night. God bless.